Hello, everybody. How are we doing today? Welcome, welcome. Co from Girl on the Bus Adventures. If you're catching me for the first time, I am a tour guide in Vancouver, and I love showing off my city. Today, we're actually heading down to Granville Island right now, and we're going to do a walk around the market, see what the Christmas vibes are today. And we're actually walking from my neighborhood down there. Done quite a few Granville Island tours, so I thought I'd start this one off a little differently. And welcome everyone and have a little bit of a chat. And just enjoy some time together today. I hope everyone's doing well. We are now at the 12th of December, so we're 13 days away from Christmas. I hope you're handling the holiday pressure well. And I'm doing okay. I've realized I need to work on getting my Christmas shopping finished. But I mostly know what I'm doing for everyone. It's just a matter of going out and getting it now. So let me know how you're doing with all your holiday fun or stress, or however you look at it. Are you doing anything special to celebrate the holidays? I love Christmas Eve, so I always go to a Christmas Eve service. And I've done a few things. I'm going to go see that. Hang on, let me get this centered here. It's being wonky today. No, it does not want to cooperate. The little gremlin. Yes, I'm going to go see the Drummer Boy by For King and Country movie this weekend. Really excited about that. Next Wednesday, I'm off to Martini Town, which is a film studio that does a lot of Hallmark movies. So I'm going to show you guys around there. It's going to be super fun. And I'm just trying to do a whole bunch of different stuff, different tours for you guys. Get everybody hopefully in the holiday spirit. I'm going to flip this around now, the camera, so you can see where we are as we make our way down Granville Island. Little bit of a walk, but not too far. And just kind of wanted to put a slightly different spin on this Granville Island tour. Because, I got to keep it fun for me too. So let's turn the camera around and you can see where we are. Like I said, we're just walking from I started out about 3 blocks from my apartment, coming on live. And here we go. So we are in what is called the Fairview Heights neighborhood of Vancouver. Sorry, I just forgot to do something here. There we go. And Fairview Heights is very close. It's kind of across Granville Street from the Kitsilano neighborhood. And it's on the edge of Shaughnessy Heights. So around 12th Avenue is where Shaughnessy Heights begins, right across the road from my apartment building. And Shaughnessy Heights was a very beautiful area, lots of big houses, fancy houses and mansions. And it was done specifically built up by one of the railroads. I think it was Canadian, was it National? That built it up to kind of rival the downtown neighborhood of the West End, which used to be filled with all of these beautiful mansions and Victorian houses. Most of them are pulled down. There's still quite a few rows of Victorians, and those Victorians have all been turned into multiple family dwellings. And so it's a little bit different now. And then they put up a whole bunch of apartment buildings instead. And then in my area, there is a whole lot of like little 3-floor walk-ups from like the 50s. And there's like one row that has really weird architecture. There's like all in one block, there's like stuff from the 70s, stuff from the 60s, stuff from the 50s. Kind of fun to walk down. But then there's also a lot of places where there's buildings that are look like they're actually from the 40s as well. So lots going on. And I just noticed there's actually quite a few Christmas lights up in my neighborhood this year. So I might go do like a little 10-minute walkabout and post it on my TikTok. So yes, I do have a TikTok, Girl on a Bus Adventures, under code Chitty, and it's got a whole bunch of tours on there. So if you're looking for something interesting to do or want to learn some more about Vancouver, head over to my TikTok. Also, if you want to learn stuff about New Orleans, I did a whole bunch of stuff for the Swifties, for both New Orleans and Vancouver. And it's not just stuff for the Swifties. It's like things you can do, things you can see, experiences, things like that. Now, I love this area here. There are 2 coffee shops. So you know how much I love my coffee. A little French shop right here. Very cute. Mon Pitou. There we are. And then this one, Wicked. No rest for the wicked. It is such a fun, cool, funky spot. Been here a couple of times when I just needed to get some work done and escape. So here we go. We're going to cross the street here. Oh, look at that. We have an apartment building that is gray and almost Tiffany blue, but not quite. So we're just walking down towards Granville Island at the moment. If you're catching this live, you can do a hashtag live for me. If you're catching it on the replay, do a hashtag replay. Catch it on the replay, you just want to see Granville Island, you can fast forward through the first little bit. I just thought I've done so many tours of Granville Island that I wanted to do this one a little bit differently and kind of show you, walk through the neighborhood where I live. Being that I live very close to Granville Island. Now, Granville Island is not actually an island. It is indeed a peninsula. It is connected to land. Originally, the inhabitants of it, of course, were indigenous folk, where they would go down and hunt and gather and fish. They also used to, in the area, bring like a tent down and spend their week-long vacation in the summer or whatever down there camping and cooking over a fire. And I think that's kind of cool. Like, here we go. If you can kind of see if you can blow it up a little bit on your screen. I haven't figured out if I can do that or not here. You can actually see that's the horizon of downtown Vancouver. It's a really weird 60s kind of vibey building on a weird angle. And that is the Vancouver House building. It was built I want to say started building in 2016 maybe. And of course, it's a triangle on the bottom and a square on the top. Very interesting architecture. So I'm just looking to see. I don't see a light thing to push across the street. So I'm assuming we're going to get to go pretty quick here. Yeah, so the Vancouver skyline in the distance. Here we go. Walking down to Granville Island because it's a beautiful day. It's not too cold. Giving a little bit of the history of the island. So then when World War II came along, they actually built some warehouses and started making the parts for the World War II ships. And so things you would need to have on the ship to build the ship. They made ropes and chains. And so when World War II ended, they actually used to build World War II ships over at the shipyards in North Vancouver. And then, of course, World War II ended. They didn't need to make the big ships anymore for that purpose. And so the warehouses sat empty. And for quite some time. And then, of course, we won the bid for Expo 86. And I don't remember what year we were awarded Expo 86, but it would have been quite some time before to give our city time to prepare for that. And so then they started to get ready and they were like, oh, this is like the world's eye is on Vancouver. We got to make sure we do this really well. And this was the first time that Vancouver had like a world event, something where people were officially going to be coming, and loads of them from all around for a specific purpose. So we did Expo 86, and then we did the 2010 Olympics. And now this year we're hosting the Invictus Games in February, and then we have the FIFA World Cup that we're hosting with Whistler in 2026. And of course, we just had Taylor Swift. So putting us on the map with Expo 86, we needed to have some extra things for the tourists to do besides just the standard, oh my gosh, I've forgotten the word for it. Capilano Suspension Bridge, Stanley Park, things like that. Expo 86 is when the city really started to develop more tourist activities. So they actually developed Granville Island with the intent of having things for people to do. So they took 6 of the old warehouses that had been sitting abandoned and turned them into what is now the famous Granville Island Market. And I was 16 at the time of the Olympics. Yes, you can do the math and figure out how old I am now. And I remember it was a really big deal. Like, oh my gosh, they've opened this market. You can go get fresh stuff, artisan things. Kind of like, I like everything as an experience. So I think of it as a celebration of all things Vancouver. And that's how it started off, with just the market. Then as time went on, they added more things. It became a community. They opened the Granville Island Hotel, which is a small little boutique hotel that back in, I'm going to say the early 2000s, was very well known for its Saturday night jazz music. People would go down for the jazz music. Oh, I think this is a new mural. Let's check it out. We're just at the top of the island now. So if you've been waiting to get there, you've done a great job of waiting. Thank you for indulging me on a chance to liven this up for my sake. So I don't always feel like I'm doing exactly the same tour. you can always go back to YouTube, or so I think some of them might be on my Girl on the Bus Adventures group in Facebook. Wait, am I going the right way? Yes. You just have to be careful going this way. Where was I? Granville Island Hotel. So it was very well known for jazz music. And the reason I know that is because we had the band that played on Saturday nights. I was on a committee for the Adoptive Families Association in BC back in those first couple of years where I went to New Orleans. And the band that performed at Granville Island actually offered to come for free and play at our New Orleans themed fundraiser. Not my idea. They had already set the theme when I joined in to be on the executive committee. And I was thrilled when it was a New Orleans theme, of course. That was pretty amazing. So we have the Granville Island Hotel. There is a community center. I believe people live on the island, but also there's a large community very close to the island as well. As you can see, I'll show you. I don't know what's going on. The last couple of days, my right shoe keeps coming untied, which is weird because I tie them in double knots. So I don't really understand what's going on there. Also, there's a whole bunch of theaters on Granville Island. I don't mean like movie theaters. I mean theaters as in there's improv, there is theater sports, and then there's a whole bunch of like drama theaters productions. And a lot of them are little nonprofit ones. A lot of them are to do with kids. And that means that festivals like the Fringe Festival, the International Jazz Festival, and the Writers Festival, and some of these big events that draw lots of people to Vancouver have a lot of venues that they can use on Granville Island. So it makes it pretty amazing. I'm going to put you guys down for a sec while I fix my shoe situation. We are right outside of the Pacific Institute of Culinary Arts, known as PICA. So sorry, I just have to tie my shoe up so we don't have any accidents today, because that would be terrible. And also I do have to work at Lego later. So PICA is one of these places where you can go and get like a 3-course meal. It's all done by students learning how to run a restaurant and do all this cool stuff, cook and everything. And their little cafe is usually as part of the Hot Chocolate Festival. So I'm so excited. They just started the countdown to the Hot Chocolate Festival this year. It officially starts on January 15th. And you know I'm going to be doing some fun tours for that. It's going to be great. And super excited. I can't wait to see all the venues and the things they create. So here we are. We are down on Granville Island. This is today's tour. And let me give you a good shot of the sign here. Okay, we're on the right track. So this here, we're going to vary off the route for a sec. This is the Blue Hat Bistro that always has real cool. They had a blackberry and pepper hot chocolate last year that I almost went back a second time for. That ahead of us is the Burrard Street Bridge. They built that bridge just to give people a job during the Great Depression. And of course, we have here a tiny little totem pole. Here we go. And we're at the very top of the island, which, as I said, is not actually an island. And I'll give you a good shot of the Granville Island sign. Now, this is great. You can buy this on a postcard, this shot, or you can have your very own picture. So when I'm doing the hop-on guiding stuff, I always tell them to get a picture of the red neon Granville Island sign. We will get a little closer. And then they can save themselves the $1.50 on a postcard and have their own copy. It is a very iconic sign. Here we are down at the marina. And yes, some people actually live on their boats year round. I do have a fabulous friend who does that. And the Vancouver Fish Company. Ahead of us there is a very big restaurant. They do amazing food. One of the perks of being a step-on guide was that we all got invited down there with the drivers, the guides and the drivers, to test out the restaurant. Here we go. The iconic Granville Island sign. And so we got a whole meal and beverages, complimentary, so we could tell everybody that they must go to the Vancouver Fish Company while they're on Granville Island. And anybody who shows their ticket and buys things gets a complimentary appetizer. So this right here is the kids' market. And shoot, I want to try to remember. There is the licorice parlor across the street here. And if I remember the story straight, I don't even remember who told me, but I think it used to be, oh, look, there goes Santa with a Christmas goose. I think the lady who used to have the licorice parlor was actually like, she a burlesque dancer or something like that? And then kind of switched gears. So here we are. This is the Vancouver Fish Company. Of course, they do a lot of seafood, amongst other things. Of course, you can always get a burger everywhere in Vancouver. Across the street here we have Granville Island Brewery. Now, this place is a little bit legendary. They now have a patio. That's new. They were the first small batch brewery here in Vancouver many, many years before it all started. They started off, one of them was a maple beer, maple flavored. And whenever we went out for drinks with the bosses, if you ordered beer, they would pay for it. So I learned how to drink beer simply from getting the maple beer. This is Tony's Oysters. I love this place because they do like a fried oyster po' boy. You know, memories and feelings of New Orleans. And another fabulous mural right down here. There we are on the side of the brewery. And I think what I'll do is I'm going to walk us, I think, straight over mostly to the market. And we'll do a walk through the market. This is the Improv Center, like I was talking about, all the different theaters and things we have down here, festivals that it brings. There is a big performance works theater as well where they do some really big shows for the International Jazz Festival. So we'll go along here before we duck into the market. I think my favorite little shop is along here, and then we can duck over. Lots of fun little places. Oh, no, I'm in the wrong block. Sorry. I try to remember it all, but I don't always succeed. This always has cool little Canadian displays. Love the little bear with the Vancouver sweater. Of course, me and my love of all things teddy bears. From having worked at Build-A-Bear for 10 years. Right. The Lobster Man. So we're going to cut across over here. And head on over. Now, of course, this would look a little bit different at night. They do put up lots of lights. When I booked this tour, I didn't have my schedule for December yet. And so I booked the walkthrough of Granville Island ahead of time. Now I'm thinking maybe after Christmas, between Christmas and New Year's, I can come down and do a walkthrough with all the lights. There's lots of artisan shops down here, art galleries, studios. Rogers Chocolates across the way. This is the Granville Street Bridge. Now, the original Granville Bridge is not that one. It was a few blocks over, and it was much lower down to the water. And it was made out of wood, and it was wide enough for two horse and buggies to pass each other. And about 15 years later, they needed to realize how badly they needed a bridge that could move a little more traffic. And so they added in that bridge that I just showed you. There's some live music going on. I've heard this cantina here is really good right across the way. I haven't tried it myself. I really have to be in the mood for Mexican food. When I am in the mood for it, it's like, oh, we gotta go now. But I tend to sometimes forget about this. So here we are again, Carvaloca, the World Music Store. I love all these different instruments. I would love to get a drum from here one day. Look at this one. That is so cool. All right, and then we're going to head into the market. Let's find a Louis Donuts entrance. Oh, they boarded it all up. You can't really watch them make the donuts anymore. That's kind of fun. Here we are, just outside Louis Donuts. They have one right by my raspberry grapes. I don't know, they might need 10. before I leave the island, and I need to see if they have deals on Too Good to Go. So all the different cheeses here. Fun little candle shop. And we're getting into my favorite aisle. It's a gingerbread house with pink fruit. Look, look, look. These are so amazing. Oh my goodness. I love it. Must be busy down here. There's not much in the case today. Maybe around the corner here. Oh my gosh. Look at this cake. Kind of reminds me almost of what they call an alligator cake in New Orleans. Are? It's just so cool. Usually after my tours, I end up coming back and getting something from here. I love it when people see me with a camera and still just smash into them. Cinnamon records. Cinnamon. I will have anything with cinnamon for sure. Beautiful. It's so lovely. This is usually where I buy from this side. I like, oh, caramel chocolate croissants today. I'm making you all hungry. We have Nutella croissants. Dark cookies. So this is deemed to be. Oh, and their cinnamon buns look really good today too. Go. Granville Island's original bakery established in 1980. So that is when they began doing everything to get ready for Expo 86. And they have their own granola here. See some more Christmas cookies. They're inside as well. Ginger reindeer, stars, snowmen. And now we're going to head right over to my favorite spot. On that one, they do savory and sweet macaroni. Genuine today. Coffee. Gummy bears. Sure, thank you. And look at which one. Oh, that's so cute. What is it? Hazelnut caramel. Oh my gosh, that sounds divine. Thank you. There we go. The reindeer. They're the bourbon caramel. And lavender. I'll always go for lavender as well. Chocolate decadence. Passion grapefruit. Apricot. Cardamom. Chocolate. Pistachio. Oh, I forgot to make pistachios today. Like real pistachios. London fog, those silver ones. Goat cheese and beetroot. Tomato basil. Blue cheese, pear, walnut. My favorite, truffle pink salt. We also have bacon, goat cheese and fig. Lemon eggnog. Oh my gosh, look at that Christmas box one. That is definitely adorable. And I love this tie-dye candy cane. That's super cool. little mini macarons as well. During the pandemic, I actually took macaron making classes from here. And it was one of my survival tactics for making macaroni. So there we go. Here's the rest of the shop. And of course, the sign. Oh, macaroni. Chilliwack to the left, right here. The stock market, very, as in soup, very popular spot. Whatever it is, it's delicious. And we are here at the pie shop. This is always a popular spot. How about a macaroni and cheese pie, my friends? Does that look amazing? I think that would feed like 2 or 3 people. We've got pumpkin pie up here, cottage pie. We get them frozen and take them home. And then here is today's pastry taste. Coconut cream, banana cream in the very far right there. Raspberry rhubarb apple pie, wild blueberry pie, cinnamon roll apple pie. We've got tarts as well right in here. Lemonade. And then some more little pies here. Corn chowder. Chowder. Oh, now I just like that. That's what I need. Next week. I'm going to get me 3 days to make chowder. I do a pretty good salmon chowder. Here we are at the stock market. Now, sometimes I buy their little jars of like spreads or butters and things. So we've got the fresh herb butter, serious garlic butter. That would make some good garlic bread. White truffle, garlic Asiago, and Parmesan butter. Could you imagine with the garlic Asiago and Parmesan adding that, whether you buy box or make it homemade for macaroni and cheese? That would be fantastic. Curious garlic. Why is the garlic angry? Lemon, honey, lemon, honey. After I'm coming back, I'm going to pick up a few things. I think lemon, honey, and lavender would make really good toast. I also wonder how if you added it to like just plain pancakes or something. Good. We've got turkey gravy, beef stock. I do love it. I do love it. The problem is when I come down here, I spend too much money. So it's not like frontier tortilla. Ooh, got some vendors here as well. And you all know if you've been on a tour with me before, heard me talk about Vancouver, done Granville Island with me. The Market Grill is where it is at. They're my favorite burgers here. Lots. You can see some of the little icing booths in here. Magnets. Hands-on theater. That would be super fun. Close to my house. Here. So cute. Stockings. Remember. Why not? Problem is, I'm so budget minded that if I'm gonna get something like that, to keep it quiet, so that so it's like $40. Something like that. Now I know I understand handwork and things like that, but still, I'm a budget guy. This is sad. Chocolate chocolate. It's stopped here a few times. Lavender chocolate, basil, raspberry. Oh, come back and try that. I like these are things I spend. I rather spend. It sounds stupid, but I would rather spend money on fancy chocolates if it's a gift because it's they're so beautiful. They're more of an experience. An ornament is just exactly that. One use it once. It's like this is time like 45%. Chocolates, like can you imagine sitting down with tea, a hot chocolate, a coffee in your day, you have coffee, whatever your jam is, and just enjoying one of those. Have one a day. And people are like, oh, I never be able to feed myself. Like I eat them all. Well, that's a huge but for the rest of us, we're like this, like chocolate stick, specialty chocolate spoon. Like that's a fun little gift, especially you have people in your life that are like they have everything already or whatever, um, and you're looking back for that hard to buy for. Those are fun little gifts, and they often really appreciate it because they're so different. Like here, this is $45. This is above my price range, but like if I needed to impress someone or something, I might do that. Like they're just really cool. Celebrate the season. Like if you were going somewhere to a really elaborate party and you needed a super awesome host gift, like something like that would be fantastic. Here's another little tip. It's $12.95. They're just adorable. Oh, I know somebody would like this with the nutcrackers. I if I did, that would be an eggnog and drum truffles. Reminds me, I don't like eggnog. And what's the other from? Oh, good. Okay. Mexican booth here. I knew I'd be feeling a little loud after the whole Taylor thing is over, so I just got myself all the ingredients to make nachos for at home. All the cheese. I love a good grilled cheese with like 2 or 3 different kinds of cheese in it. Coffee. Ooh, it smells good. Smells so hope you're enjoying this tour, whether you're catching it now live. Remember, hashtag lives, hashtag replay. And my tours, I keep them up on YouTube. So if you're looking for something to do on a winter afternoon, you can go on and check them out. What kind of tours? Oh, you guys ever made French toast with panettone? It's such a good way to do it. I've noticed ever since the pandemic, there are a lot of people that are just very self-absorbed, like they don't really entertain what's going on around them anymore. It drives me a little bit crazy. Blue Parrot Coffee, I love there's a little loft up here. Maybe I should do a coffee shop and history walks for some time. And this is where I come to lead fish and chips to do a salmon and chips. It's like they're doing sad. It's all kind of blocked off now. It's going to show you. I don't know what I got to show you. The outside. Maybe here. Here we go. Here we are. I haven't seen the pirate ship. Maybe it's in hiding for this season. There is the Broad Street Bridge again. In one of those towers, there is a marble staircase. Nobody knows why it was built, but they built it and never used it, and they blocked it off. And apparently, it's just been blocked off forever. Like since it was built during the Great Depression. Like, that's kind of crazy. Now, this is saying, oh, yeah, that wouldn't make sense. Granville Island Public Market celebrates 50 years in 2020. That does not match up with my dates, but I'm wondering if there was some sort of small market before they actually did the whole like change everything up for Expo, because that's the third different date I've seen down here today. So this is the backside of the public market. Granville Island, downtown Vancouver. We have the little aqua buses running around. Just going to come into view here. There's one coming by right in front of us there. They had them decorated up with friendship bracelets for Taylor. Downtown, so this is the south end of downtown. Very cool. I'm just going to put the camera down for a little moment here while I tuck my little, I've been carrying my little macaron with me since they gave it to me, and I kind of want to put it in my backpack so I can save it, have with like maybe a coffee later or something. Again, let me show you how totally adorably cute it is with the little reindeer. I do hope you're enjoying this so far. And been on this for 50 minutes, 50. And of course, the first 15 or so was me walking through my neighborhood on the way down here just to change things up a little bit. I do a lot of talking about Granville Island as a hop-on guide in the summer. If you're ever in Vancouver in the summertime, you can book the, oh crap, there goes my bracelet. That was one of my Jingle Bell ones. Hang on a second here, I'm going to see if I can salvage these. Got caught on the jacket. Some of the stuff is still in the socket. Not all of it. So enjoy the view while we just quickly pick up all the remnants of my bracelet I worked so hard on earlier today that I just broke. My apologies. I'm sure that JP now they've also salted down here. So it's a little bit tough to differentiate between what's a bead and what is a chunk of salt. And they did slingshot pretty good here. Some of the beads were really tiny. Some little things I'm not too worried about. And we shall carry on with the tour. Lots of seagulls hanging around here. So this is False Creek. Up at the end of False Creek is Science World. And these little aqua buses and ferries. So these dart around False Creek. They stop on the south side of downtown, depending on which company you're traveling with. And they go off to the left of us here. There is the Vancouver Museum, the Space Center. Can't see it from here. And the Maritime Museum with the St. Roch Museum as well. St. Roch was the first police schooner built in Canada, actually over in the shipyards in North Vancouver. And it's part of the tourism challenge we do. I usually go every year there because they're fairly easy stamps and you can get so many of them all together. And then, like I said, they just start around to the different docks all around False Creek. I actually should look and see. I don't know if they have them in Olympic Village, but that would certainly make sense if there was a stop there because there's a lot of cool little coffee shops and things like that for everyone who lives in Olympic Village. Here we are. Another aqua bus. I remember when I volunteered at the International Jazz Festival. It might have been the last year I volunteered. I don't remember. And we were cleaning up, volunteering in the beer garden that year. And we had to close up. It was the last day of the festival. And we had to take down the beer garden, and all the volunteers ditched out. And left us to clean up, and it ended up just being two of us, me and my supervisor. And she managed to get a couple of the Falls Creek Fairies or Aquabus dudes or whatever to come and help us take down all the tables and get cleaned up much faster. Sorry about that little delay while I picked up the beads. Oh, and this is a little patio connected to the market grill. Can't really see inside. It's got little lights and Christmas decorations. It looks very cute. At the Arts Club Theater backstage lounge. Good little venue. We'll come back in through the market here. I've actually also heard that the breakfast here at the Market Grill is quite outstanding. It's actually plain 3-egg omelet, market grill 60. Not bad, not bad. Maybe just quickly head back outside and do a little tour around this area for a minute. I kind of figure like I started out by walking down here, and that was the side, and I always do like a little intro for about 5 minutes or so. So if it took 20 minutes to walk down here onto the island, then I do like 5 minutes of an intro. That's 15 minutes. So I kind of feel like tour guide math would mean owe you guys an extra 15 minutes on the island. So why don't I do a few minutes extra, and then I might just come back in and get myself a little treat. We shall see. Thank you. See what we can find. Oh. Oh, this is cool. Flavors of Hope. I need to go figure out a little bit, find out more about this. So it says Granville Island is pleased to support a pop-up for Flavors of Hope, a nonprofit that equips and empowers newcomer women to launch their food businesses and celebrate their cuisines, cultures, and stories. Oh, you know I'm going to be all about this. As soon as I'm done this tour, I'm going to Google Flavors of Hope and see how I can go and support that. Now, there's like the Creek House Gallery and Shops. Oh, there's a bead place. Nope, not going in there. Oh, Rogers Chocolates. Always takes me back to my childhood. I'm going on trips to Victoria. So I think what we'll do is we're going to go, that's the World Music Shop. We're going to go down here a little bit and then go around and do a little bit of window shopping for a few minutes to kind of make up that time to all you fabulous folks. It's actually quite nice today. I thought it was going to be quite cold. I debated whether to put on my leggings that have the polar fleece inside. And then it was like, oh, looked at the weather forecast. Thought, oh, I'll risk it. And I feel like I made the right decision. So this is Circle Craft in here. I won't even go in because I feel like I would break 46 different things by accident. Oh, wait. Let's go take a look through here. I've never been through here before. The different cooking headers. I didn't even know this kind existed, but we discovered something new today. So this is the circle craft. I love it when I discover new things on a tour that are super cool. I bought a whole bunch of these kind of postcards when I was in Victoria last time. So I'm part of the care ministry at my church in New Orleans. And while I can't eat them because I could do things, I do love to go through the prayer list every I don't know, couple of months. And then I just pick out some names and addresses and send them a little postcard to say hello. I'm thinking of you. And send them out in the mail and say surprise. So the first year I did it, I found all scenes at Vancouver. The second year I did kind of the same because there were so many people in the pandemic that needed a little bit of extra help and cheer. And then last year when I was in Victoria on a tour with my company, a little familiarization trip, I actually bought some indigenous themed wines to send. This isn't it here. There's a shop. Ooh. Yeah, there's some cool stuff here. Ooh. Marilyn Monroe puzzle. Interesting little shop. I quite like this. This might be where I come back to get my next batch of postcards. Oh, I bet I could find some good Christmas presents in here too. Mm. Guys, I'm so glad I decided to bring you down for today. This is so fun. Little mountain. Ooh, those are some cool things. Lots of great colors. No, this is what I do all of my shopping today. Very cool. Very interesting. Love it. Yeah. Try to remember where I. There's a cool little shop I'm not seeing it anymore. It's down. I know it's down one of these little aisleways. Problem is, I'm always just kind of mindlessly wandering when I find it. There is Make. I love the Make store. Now, I used to get my t-shirts done for Girl on a Bus Adventures there. So you could do a design, just like a one-off, and have it done and produced, and you could pick it up usually 2 or 3 days later. And yeah, that's right. You just drive by in your car. Um, but they stopped doing one-offs. So, and you could just go and pick it up, so you didn't have to pay for shipping. It was fantastic. But they just don't do that anymore. I wonder if my little shop is gone. I swear it was right down here, and I don't see it.
But the main construction
Give me a moment while I try to reorient myself. It was called Eclectic. The last time I came down, it was still here. But I feel like it was just right in here. Kind of maybe even where Red Sky Clothing is. That kind of sucks. Ooh, that's a cool. I like either new indigenous artwork or like really subtle. And that's pretty cool and subtle.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. So unless it's on the other side of there. Let's go see if we can find it. Because I don't feel like that's how we used to enter. You know, like you can look at a building and you're like, that's not where the entrance was. So I don't think that's it. So we're going to do a little walkie walk over here and go down this side. Because I don't always go that way. And I feel like every time I go the normal way, I see it. Who knows? We shall figure it out together, my friends. In the meantime, we're going to go a little extra. Oh, no. Okay. That is so weird. Maybe it's gone. That would be so sad. Well, did I spend a lot of money in the shop? No. Did I do a lot of window shopping? Absolutely. It was so fun to go, but I don't see it. Granville Island treasures. No, and it wasn't that far up. Huh? I think it might be gone. Things happen. How about maybe we'll do a little quick wander into the kids' market. And then after that, I will say my goodbyes to my dear friends and go in and grab a few little things from the market. So they have a nonprofit down here called the Arts Umbrella, and they advertise that it's for kids from ages something like 2 to 22. And I kind of love the fact that they refer to kids, them being kids still at 22 years old. celebrating 40 years of making childhood memories. So, see, that would be the 80s, established in 1984. And that would make sense to open it. Thank you. Around 86. Great. Coming here. The days. No. Princess Tiana. Playmobil. Oh my gosh. When I had my daycare, I loved getting Playmobil kits. I had like a fun hospital set, a playground set. They used to, quite some time ago, pencil spot. Come down and get your hair done and everything done. Super cute. So, oh, of course, Santa tries so hard to educate kids, and they're too excited. Let me take a look. $45. Thank you. French stuff. Stuffies. Cute. I need to remember this. There is a Canada Post outlet here. It often asks that in the summer. I'm not saying postcards. And then I have to remember where all the Canada Post outlets are. Just imagine a costume shop. Oh, are you there on the 20 station? You know, I could do that with my teachers. I'm pretty sure. I don't know, extra. That's what I should do. All right, so that is, oh, looks like a castle up here. Very cool. I guess that's Jack and the Beanstalk up here. Wild. More shops and things up there. We are not going to head up. I am Going to end this fun little casual tour right here, my friend. Got a little Granville Island pet treatery. Here we go. Let me turn this all around. There we are, my friends. And again, thanks. Sorry. I don't know what is with my fingers today. They are not hitting the screen very well. All right, so here we are. See my Grinch shirt for today? My little Christmassy Grinchy shirt. I love the Grinch. Ever since they put out that newer Grinch movie, the animated one, where they kind of talk about his back history, and then you kind of understand why the Grinch is the way he is. Yeah, it's for a reason. I felt so bad. I cried during that Grinch movie because I felt so bad for him. And now you'll have to go watch it. So it was put out, I want to say it was maybe put out like 2016 or 2018 perhaps. Maybe later. I don't know. We lose that 4 or 5 years out of the pandemic. So with that, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed walking on Granville Island. Like I said, I'm going to try and pick an evening to come back and see the lights. Because I think they do a pretty good light display down here, if I remember correctly. And then what was that thing? I'm going to look up something of Labor of Hope about the women newcomers to Canada. Go see what that's all about. And other than that, if you do me a favor, share, go on my YouTube, share my YouTube channel with your friends, share links to upcoming tours. I think my next tour is on Sunday. I'm going to do something brand new. I'm headed out to Lafarge Lake to look at the lights. We're going to explore this together. It doesn't open until 4. And I have some stuff going on that day, so I had to kind of fit it in between. So I'm literally going when it opens and they turn the lights on, and we're going to go explore that together. I did a little bit of a kind of a look through on some pictures and things of other people's, and it just looks like it's primarily a big light display. So that should be amazing. So again, thanks for joining me here today on a very casual walking tour of Granville Island. We did start out from my neighborhood and make our way down here. So this ended up being a little over an hour to kind of make up the time. So when I walk through, to make sure that I got a good walk around. On my Girl on the Bus Adventures page is some of my old Hey Go tours that I've done. And that has Granville Island as well, but more of an extensive all over the island, probably about an hour and a half long. I think those ones were usually at least an hour and 15 or an hour and a half. And there's lots of other tours coming up. Like I've mentioned, some of them are ready. We've got the Hot Chocolate Festival coming up in January, which you know I'll be checking out. And working on some travel plans for next year, some great new ideas. And I have signed on with a company called With Locals to do local tours here in person for visitors here in Vancouver. And I'm working on putting together my first food tour. I'm a little excited. So here we go, my friends. I do need to say goodbye. I need to go pick up a few things back inside the market. And then head on over to my shift at Lego for tonight. So thanks again for being here, Co from Girl on the Bus Adventures. Hoping that you have an incredibly magical day. And as always, you can drop me a little tip. My tours, the virtual tours are always free to join, tip supported. And you can go to buymeacoffee.com / like it shows along the bottom here, Girl on a Bus. And I will be setting up, hopefully tomorrow, my PayPal. So you can drop a tip through PayPal as well. But other than that, have a fabulously magical rest of your day. And I will see you on the next tour. Bye.